Hello vinyl community, this is Matt. I am on my way to a few thrift stores. Something I don't get to do so often anymore. You know, when you start to have kids, there's no time. But my wife said, you know, if I wanted to go, then that was fine. She's going out later for a massage, so she probably felt bad for me. So there's 3 stores probably that I'll be hitting up. A Salvation Army, a Goodwill, and a Savers. I've been to all 3 of them before. In fact, the Savers and Goodwill are kind of local haunts that I haven't been to them for a little while, for actually quite a few weeks, but yeah, so I'll be going there. The Salvation Army I have been to before, not very many times, maybe only 2 or 3 times. I've never found anything there, but again, I haven't been very often, so maybe I just haven't been there at the right time. You know, it's not like it was a number of years ago where nobody was buying records or even cassettes, and you know, good stuff could sit out on the shelves for days or even weeks. Now you'll be lucky if it's out there for hours. There's just so many people looking to pick up bargain records, bargain tapes, etc., etc., even CDs. You know, stuff like the Beatles, I hardly ever see it on CD. I have done. I have bought Beatles CDs a couple of times from thrift stores, but again, it's so rare because people are just snapping up anything, it seems, music related now. So I'll see if I can get the camera going any of the thrift stores. To be honest, I'm not real comfortable doing that because it's not so bad if the store isn't busy, but if there's a lot of people in there, I always feel kind of weird about it. You know, if people realize you're filming, they're kind of like, okay, what's this guy doing, you know? And so even if you're just flipping through the records, I find it kind of awkward to be filming that. But we'll see. Maybe I'll be able to do it. We'll just, again, we'll see how many people are in there. So I think the first store I'm going to hit up will be the Salvation Army, because I'm pretty sure that that closes earliest, whereas the Savers, I think, is open till 9, and the Goodwill is open till at least 8, maybe even 9, and it's only 4:30 here. So yeah, the Salvation Army, I'm not sure. It may close as early as 5, so I figured I'll hit that up first. It's sort of on the way. It can be on the way, kind of in a roundabout route. So yeah, we'll see what we get. Maybe I'll get lucky. Hey guys, okay, so I did manage to record a bit of footage, flicking through some records. As you can probably see, it was mostly crap. I didn't even go through some of it because, you know, you get a sense. I mean, usually if there's been anything good and new that's come out, it'll be at one of the ends. And I did check all the ends, and, you know, I had a real quick flick through, but like I said, I didn't check half of it in depth because I could already tell. But you probably saw I did find a Chet Atkins album, the best of. I mean, it's spelled Atkins, but I have a feeling that it's pronounced Atkins, which is probably a little bit embarrassing for me because this is not a guy that I grew up with, but I have heard a little bit of him on YouTube and, like, you know, Spotify and whatever. Kind of liked him, and he seems to be fairly well respected in the VC as far as I can tell. Record's in really nice condition. From what I can see, it's a 1964 first pressing of this best of. Sleeve is not bad, all things considered. It's definitely a solid VG plus, so you know, pretty cool. And then I did get one CD as well. I got, let me just fish it out of the bag here. Billy Joel, Stormfront. I have a few of his albums. I did not have this one, and of course it has We Didn't Start the Fire on it. I Go to Extremes, Shameless, which was famously covered by Garth Brooks later on. So yeah, what was even better was the entire store was 50% off, so I spent a grand total of $1.50. I think the let me see, let me check the receipt here. I'm not sure how much each one was supposed to be because it's just under tapes/rec, tape/ I don't know, recordable items, I guess, recorded music probably. But one was supposed to be $1, and with the sale was 50 cents. One was supposed to be $1.50, and with the sale was reduced to 75 cents. So I paid a grand total of $1.25 for those two, which, believe me, for Southern California is pretty damn good. You usually don't get away with paying as little as that anymore. So I'm going to head into the Savers now. Savers is almost always pretty busy. I doubt that I'll be able to film. Same thing with Goodwill, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So yeah, I'll see you on the other side. All right. So I didn't get any records at Savers, but I did get a few CDs and a cassette, so it wasn't all bad. I got okay. Start off with the cassette, James Taylor Greatest Hits. I had some vinyl. I think I have it on CD as well. I'm pretty sure I do. But you know, it's a good album. It's James Taylor. I couldn't just leave that sitting there. They actually had quite a few cassettes, and there were a couple more I would have been interested in, but they weren't in very good condition. Like the pads were missing. One of them, the tape had obviously snapped at some point. It had disappeared. It wasn't visible. So, and I got 3 CDs. Let's see, Black Eyed Peas, The End. I kind of like the Black Eyed Peas. I mean, I'm not like some huge fan, but and to be honest with you, I don't know most of the songs on here. The ones that I recognize are Boom Boom Pow, Rock That Body, Meet Me Halfway. I Got a Feeling as well, I think. That might be it, but yeah, you know, for a couple of bucks, it's all good. Actually, it was less than that because I had a coupon for 30% off. I also got, no, don't laugh, okay, Robin is here. Let me explain why I got this. This is a little bit of nostalgia. Almost 20 years ago, in 1998, you know, this is going to be a long story, but there was a girl that I knew online, I guess it's almost 20 years ago, and I was supposed to fly to Pittsburgh to meet her. I was going to stay with her for a week, her and her family. You know, we used to chat online a lot. Well, I didn't pan out. She basically backed out of the whole thing, which is fine. I mean, it was probably for the best. But I'd already bought this plane ticket. So fortunately, another online friend, a much older lady, she was married with a family, so no funny business. But she, I guess, spoke to her husband, and they agreed to let me go stay with them for a week because they lived in central Pennsylvania, which is not, you know, it was a couple of hours drive from Pittsburgh. It wasn't too bad. Anyway, the song by Robin, Do You Really Want Me? That was a big hit at the time that I was there, and I bought the album in the US in 1998, and since gave it away sometime moving between the US or the UK and the US. I gave it away, but you know, I just saw it there. I was like, I'm gonna have to get that. That's nostalgic, isn't it? Do you know, funny thing, I don't remember it having a red cover like that, but the back of it I think is the same. I don't know. It was a long time ago. Anyway, and then finally this CD. This was a really interesting find. I was kind of stoked to find this. New Hits 2000. This is a UK compilation album, and I have a number of these hits albums. I have oh geez, well, if you count the original hits albums going back to 1984, then I have like maybe 16 or 17 of them, something like that, maybe more than that. I do not have this one, and I had to check it. I thought, this looks like a UK one, and I look at the back and it says, yep, copyright 2000, Warner Music UK, Global TV Limited, which is the label. It's made in Germany as well. The copyright notice is the UK. So yeah, I know quite a few of the songs on here, but really I just got it because I was just like, oh geez, they got this UK compilation album, and plus it was way cheaper to get it here than it would have been if I'd ever bought it online. I did actually get 4 I got 4 DVDs as well, just kids DVDs for my daughter. Secret of Nim, which is based on the book Mrs. Frisbee and the Rats of Nim, and I loved that book when I was a kid. I absolutely loved it. I think I've seen the movie. I think I have. I think in the US it wasn't Mrs. Frisbee, it was Mrs. Risby, for whatever reason. I would guess because Frisbee was maybe a trademark name, you know, for like the frisbee that you throw, even though it was spelled differently. Maybe it was something like that, I don't know. VeggieTales, Lord of the Beans, Open Season, and Cookie Monster's Best Bites. I got that because I say that the diapers that we get have these different like Sesame Street characters on them. Some of them have Mickey Mouse, but some of them have Sesame Street, and they have different characters, and one of them is Cookie Monster. So I always claim that my daughter's favorite character is Cookie Monster. Of course, it's actually my favorite character, not hers. She's only 3 months old, but yeah. So that's why I got that, just for kicks. So everything here was about $14. It would have been 20, but with the discount, it was about 14. So not too bad. The DVDs were by far the most expensive things. They're like $3 each. The CDs, I think, like $1.99 each, something like that. I think the cassette might only be $1. So not too bad. I'm gonna quickly go check out Goodwill. This is a Goodwill that it's either kind of you either make or break. It's either win or bust. I've come away there empty-handed a bunch of times. I've gone in there before and they literally have no records whatsoever, which, you know, they didn't sell them, they gave them away or something, I don't know. But I've also had 2 or 3 pretty good scores here as well. So I'm hoping, with it being a Saturday, if people donated stuff this morning or earlier today, that maybe they'll have some stuff. So I'm gonna go check that out, and yeah, I'll be back in a few minutes. So there was really nothing of interest in Goodwill. They did have a bunch of records, but you know, I did flip through them, but nothing very great. So I did just get one thing. It was $6, but it's kind of cute. It's like a sort of photo scrapbook set, you know, for different ages for your kid, like newborn, first year, toddler, and so on. Still sealed. I thought that was kind of cute, you know. You get the photos developed and put in the albums. And I did stop by Best Buy real quick, and I got a 3.5mm audio jack extension, because one thing I'm running into is that, you know, with the baby asleep, I can't really crank the music up too much. I do have 2 sets of headphones. I have a Philips and one's a Sennheiser. The Sennheiser one has a really long cable, which is great, but the headphones suck. They don't sound very good. They were cheap. The Philips sound great. They were pretty cheap too, although they were more expensive than the Sennheisers. But the cable's too short. And so I was looking at looking at the headphones, and I suddenly thought, why the hell am I looking at headphones? Why don't I just see if there's some kind of extension cable? And sure enough, here it is. It was $6. So hopefully that'll get the job done, and I can use the Phillips with this. This adds 6 feet to the cable, which will be plenty, because it almost reached the couch without this, and with this it definitely will do. So that's it. That's my little afternoon excursion over with. Only one record, but a few CDs, a cassette. So, you know, it wasn't a total bust by any means. And thanks as always, guys, for watching. I did just hit 200 subscribers, but one of them is me, one is another one's another account of mine, so we're one away, and as soon as we hit that, then I'll be running some kind of contest. So thanks as always, guys, for watching, and until next time, bye bye.